Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse ahead of us. My name is Breakaway. I'm up early today. Well, I just couldn't sleep because I had 4 tarot cards for you. Whether you're going to tune in live or catch this recording later, I got to show you these 4 tarot cards. So this is, by the way, you're tuned into a live tarot throw. Today is November 12th, 2025. And now I'm ready. Let's go to the tarot cam. All right. Almost there. Hang on, please. That's nice. All right, everybody. I'm going to put on my tie tack, my tie pin here. But otherwise, I'm definitely prepared for the show. So showing you what we got going in case you would like a reading later on in the show in about 25 or 30 minutes, you would type in the chat in all capital letters, tarot, please. I'm going to check it at halftime and make a list and see who wants a reading today. But there is the black foil deck for those that like that one. Okay, that one's available. Any of my decks is available. It's not hard for me to go next door and, just to stand up and go get those other decks if you remember which one you're interested in. I do have the Rider-Waite deck, and that's the one I'm practicing with as I'm starting off the StarCard podcast this week. But of course, I do have also the classic tarot cards, the ones with the words on them. Because in case you're new to StarCard podcast, I've only been throwing tarot cards since March, and having cards like these with the words on them really helped me learn how to do this a lot faster. Anyway, 4 cards for you on November 12th, 2025, or whenever you're tuning in. These are going to be a fun 4 cards because I've been fired up for a little while before I turn on the camera. So I know the tarot world is fired up too. The tarot world helped me with my lesson plans today. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But these 4 cards for everybody tuning in whenever you're catching this, the tarot world wants you to see these 4 cards. Thank you, tarot world. Keeping it interesting. 4 cards for all the viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. 4 cards for all the viewers. And 1 off the bottom. All right. First up, one moment. All right, I can see it just fine. It's the 4 of Pentacles. He's talking about holding on to something that's valuable, but he also looks like he's holding on to it too dearly. It's a little bit overkill when you're standing on the coins and you got one stuck in your hat. You're gonna have to have the poise of a runway model so that it doesn't fall out of your crown there. All right, we're a little bit too preoccupied maybe with finances. You don't have to go overboard like that. Or maybe that's just me talking to myself. Well, this card would certainly resonate with me. It's the Hermit card. Some guy up late at night, walking around outside. Actually, the Hermit is talking about turning inward and, exploring the subconscious. What's really valuable is in the subconscious. We can find a lot of treasure in our dreams. Sorry if I woke anyone up. Let's see what this card is. Well, it's the Queen of Pentacles. She is the good parent. She is a provider. Everything is okay and comfortable with the Queen of Pentacles around. If you're not feeling well, you got to stay home from school. No worries. Mom's going to take care of you. Everything's going to be fine. Whoops. Yeah, we almost lost a card there. And there you go. The Ace of Swords talks about it being the truth. Ain't that the truth? All right. So let's spell it out again for all the viewers here. What's really precious is what's within the subconscious. And when we have that, it's like having the spirit world as a parent nearby at all times. That's the truth. Amen. Thank you very much, Tarot World. That was fun. All right. I'm as surprised as anyone to be throwing tarot cards right now. And I'm going to switch. I'm going to come upstairs here. Here we go. All right. I see we have some friends in the chat already. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. We're going to get to readings in about 25 or 30 minutes. So I do have notes as usual to make sure I don't skip anything. Let me check them over real quick. Okay. Well, you would be surprised based on the quality of the STARCARD podcast and the content that is presented. You would be surprised that, even a few minutes before each STARCARD podcast, sometimes I barely know what it is I'm going to be talking about. And, I wasn't doing a good job of sleeping. So I had to go on my hike, clear my mind a little bit. And usually after a hike, I turn on the camera and I do STARCARD. But I got to tell you, even after the hike and I came back down, I still didn't really know what was going on, except that I knew that something that I do that's positive, right, is, to lift my spirits. Something I learned from my grandparents was, singing a song. Now, I didn't start singing a song. I probably should have, but I know a lot of people agree that when you sing a song, it's usually a cheerful activity and it changes your mood. You can think about holiday songs just to begin with. Maybe a lot of you were in chorus when you were in high school or in middle school. How fun is that when all those voices are singing together? So, I grew up singing. There's not a lot of people who have backtracked through STARCARD Podcast. I think it was in August. Yeah, Camp Breakaway, where the title includes the words Breakaway Ray sings doo-wop. I think that Rob Khalil, salute to you, Rob. Rob Khalil was one person who did view that video, but I'm assuming that now with all the new subscribers, there might be some people who want to check that out. All right. I'm not scared to sing right now, but I'm not going to sing right now. But one of my favorite songs to sing, when I was younger was Sing a Song by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And so I was thinking about that and I realized, well, I have that record. Wait a minute. I have more than just the record, Earth, Wind, and Fire Greatest Hits. I have like a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire records. And then I also remembered that, STARCARD Podcast has particular kinds of content, and some of my records match up with that. So get ready, old timers. I'm going to bust out the vinyl and show you the records that I've been hoarding for 40 years since I was a kid. Records that changed my life and sparked my imagination and probably kept me sane in some ways. And I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I really, not only do I not listen to these records anymore, it's almost like I can't listen to them anymore. I don't want to overdo it and make myself sick of them. And then, that reminds me of my dynamic in the car, like when I'm tuning the radio. I don't know, I got all the respect in the world for Led Zeppelin. Listening to Led Zeppelin made me happy many, many times. But really, when I'm riding in the car, I don't need to hear any more Led Zeppelin. Okay, you guys wore me out with the Led Zeppelin. You kind of overdid it with the Led Zeppelin. All right, so moving on with my story a little bit here. There was some time, I'm going to get to my records, I promise. So there was some time, I don't know, maybe 25 years ago, things started to change in my workplace a little bit. And we had a visit from a former teacher who had moved to Nevada, and he'd come back out and he stopped by his old office, the school where I worked still. And, we got to see him again. And his name was Robert. And so Robert came out and we were talking to each other at the school assembly. And then, I hadn't seen him in, 5, 7, 8 years, a good long time. But some things had changed since he had been gone. So when Robert came back, one of the first things he said to me was, he said, "Hey, Ray, are you still singing and swimming?" And then I realized that, I never really talk about that at work anymore. Nobody would care. And then I also feel like I've kind of curbed, not feel like it. I really had curbed my energy at work, It's true because I worked in elementary school. I didn't feel bad singing songs, and I often did, but I cut that back. I turned down my radio. Didn't want to disturb my neighbors by letting them know that I'm still exhaling and existing in the next room or whatever. So I realized that there was a change at work. I was making myself smaller. I want to say that part of the story because it has to do with singing and lifting up my spirits. And I realized I wasn't singing the way I used to. And there was a marked downturn in how I felt things were going in general. And then what do you know? You got like that snowball effect, don't you? Right? You're now on the inside. You feel like it's not on the inside. You feel like it's not going great, and then therefore on the outside, that's all you see is things are not going great and just kind of snowballs, right? So it's a self-defeating cycle, and somehow you got to break it. One way to do it: interrupt your concentration, sing a song. All right, let me see if I'm sticking to my notes okay here. I think it's time to take a look at the records, everybody. Let's see if this works with the tarot cam. Hang on, we'll get some lights on in here, and then we'll go downstairs. Does this look good? It does look good. Great. All right. So this is not just the music of Star Wars. It's not the music of Star Wars at all. I actually have that record also. But yeah, we better leave this light on. This is the story of Star Wars. And they have some guy narrating, and they've abridged the story. So this way, kids who were 11 years old in 1978 could remember, what they saw at the movie, because there were no VCR. You couldn't get it on Blu-ray or on the internet. Had some nice pictures to help you remember the characters, right? Awesome spaceships. Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Check out these vintage pictures of C-3PO and R2-D2. It shows you all the, the photos in sequence throughout the movie. I bet there's a nice explosion at the end. Maybe I missed it. But that's not even the coolest story of Star Wars record that I have. Check this out. It's the same one. I'm going to move the camera up here. Come on. There we go. Check this out. I used to love taking this one to school. That's right. It's a picture disc. Might as well take it out so everyone on the internet can see. Which, by the way, you can probably tell I never do. All right. One reason why I never used to take it out, this is quite an intimidating photo. I didn't really want to look at this guy. He kind of scared me. Still does. All right, but these guys are cool. They're your friends. And yeah, you just put this on a record player. Plays like a regular record. It's just a picture disc. Trying to get you a good centered picture there. Awesome. Yeah. Secret space program. Droids. Augments. Is that what this guy would be called? An augment? I hear they don't use the word cyborg out in the breakaways. They wouldn't even know what we're talking about. That's a term that they made up down here. All right, but anyway, how about expanding the mind? I actually read, I think, Carl Jung's Synchronicity, and then I read a whole bunch more Carl Jung, and it blew my mind, and I couldn't keep up for a while, and I kind of set it aside because I had other things I was thinking about or whatever. Did you know, a lot of people may not know this, but there were something like 36 different versions of this Synchronicity album cover. They juggled the pictures around, and I bet there's somebody out there who collected them, but it was like baseball cards. You could never tell, which one you were going to get. You'd have to scour the town, scour the city for all the different Synchronicity covers that were out there. Right? Then you have these over here. Okay. I learned a lot from the lead singer of the Police, Sting. He would always say something that, turned me on to a book, for example. Well, I want to say, I'm taking this one out, not just because it's secret space program time, but also in honor of my new friend, John Whitberg. He contributed to this record. We'll just stop the story there. You need to check out Julia Anchorhaven's podcast, the Health and Wellness podcast. Just look up her last name, Anchorhaven, on YouTube, and you should get past the shadow ban or whatever's going on. Okay, but anyway, catch our great interview with John Whitberg. That was a lot of fun. But check this out. Okay, so in the olden days, you would flip this out, and this was as good as it gets. People are holding phones with great images and stuff. In the 1970s, you're staring at this and using your imagination to figure out what these guys are talking about over here, and what these guys are bringing in and out of this cool looking spaceship. Wait, check out the inside of the spaceship. Soft disclosure, I'm calling it. I love the console at the front center there. Hey, there's a dude in the back right at about 2:00 in the picture, monitoring some kind of they got a couple of people like that around the room. How about that? That place is pretty big. I bet that's Basement Universe technology, right? All right. Yeah, and these poor guys are saying to themselves, well, never mind. Next, it's STARCARD Podcast, and oh yeah, I'm Breakaway Ray, so check it out. I got Weird Al Yankovic in 3D. And don't forget to tune in on Thursdays at STARCARD Podcast. It's 3D Thursday when I take out 3 tarot decks and I throw some cards. But one of the best parts about this record, is that you learn about the band members, and I think it's the drummer, and his name is, wait a second. Yeah, I think they have it up here. Anyway, one of these guys is the drummer, and he goes by the name John. Well, his name is John Schwartz, but he goes by the name John Bermuda Schwartz. Anyway, I had to share that. All right. Thanks, Weird Al. That guy's a bunch of laughs. Okay. And now, on to the Earth, Wind, and Fire collection. This is for real. I bought these records. And anyone who's my age might be asking questions about that. I was born in the 60s. But I was really into soul music in the 1970s. So I bought this record, but this was not one of the very first Earth, Wind, and Fire records I bought. I bought this later on when I learned who they were. I already had a couple of records. I got to get more music from these guys. These guys know what they're doing. But this is their earliest record that I have. I think this one's 73. Then we started 73 and we end up in 80 or 81 or something like that. This one's called Head to the Sky. And it's not enough that these guys are all standing around with their shirts off, but they do the same thing on the inside of the cover. Okay, I'm just saying that's what they did. Okay, I don't actually care. It's not my preference. This one was better because check this out. It looks like you got anti-gravity going on. That guy's flying through the air. All right, hidden technology, Earth, Wind, and Fire, letting us know about it. Okay. That looks like some kind of extraterrestrial craft over there. And I got to compliment these guys for their era. I mean, those are awesome hairdos. Way to go. The lead singer is Maurice White. I think that's Maurice here. And the other one, the guy with the falsetto voice, is Philip Bailey. He's a very young man. That might be him. All right. Hey, you know what? It's November, and we've been doing some podcasts about gratitude. This is the album Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gratitude. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Let's get ready. Okay, and then we go on the inside. I've seen Earth, Wind, and Fire in concert a couple of times in the 70s. No, yeah, once in the 70s, once in the 80s, down at the Forum in Los Angeles. And you can see that these are pictures of those guys in action. There's Maurice White right there. Okay, just great performers. In case you did not know, the drummer was a pioneer. He had his drum kit rigged inside of a thing that rotated him upside down while he played. So he had to strap into his chair. And then while they were all rocking out in the concert, he would do a drum solo and they would spin him around. He would be doing it upside down, more anti-gravity, right? Sounds like 2001: A Space Odyssey. All right. Gratitude from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay. Consciousness. Check out all the pyramids, and it looks like they're doing martial arts and meditating. look at the title of the record, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Spirit. These guys should be guests on the STARCARD podcast. I hear that they're still performing. I thought I'm old. These guys are older than me, and they're still rocking around, having a good time. Good for them. This was the first planetary symbol I ever learned. Thank you, Earth, Wind, and Fire. This is the symbol for Jupiter. Okay, again, secret space program. I was like being inundated with it when I was a kid. All the stuff that I talk about on the show. Yeah, Breakaway Ray, all the stuff you talk about on the show. How about leftover structures from an ancient civilization? How about a time portal? Wait a second. There's some spirits in there. Wow. Oh, okay. So this record, it looks like it's just called Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't see a title. Wait a second. I think I do see it. Where's my magnifying glass? Oh, yeah. More consciousness, everybody. This record is called I Am. I Am. And you got the sci-fi portal and the ancient structures over there. Okay. Check this out. Everybody digs a centerfold. I can't even get this on the tarot cam. So up at the top. All right, now we're getting weird. I had no idea we were going here. Check this out. That's the top part. You got the symbol for Jupiter in the middle. You got scales bouncing over there. You got a goat. I'm a Capricorn, by the way, flying through the sky. I think that's Sagittarius up here. The Archer, Pegasus, dude, guy, whatever. I don't know astrology rather, this lifetime. I hear I'm good at it in a previous one. And then how about that? Not only they're wearing shirts, but they all got great outfits. Nice. Okay, we got some Egyptian people over here. Old school. Hey, I think it's got, I think we got more soft disclosure from that one. This is Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I know I'm going to find the title of it. There it is. It's called Faces. It's called Faces. Okay. Hey, everybody. We're all having fun here, right? So check it out. I know all those faces are different, aren't they? They're all different faces. I still feel like they're clones. I just wanted to suggest that. Let's check out what's inside. Oh, yeah. Faces from all over the planet. Okay, cool. We're not done combining space with ancient Egypt and stuff, but here's Earth, Wind, and Fire, and this one is called, I think it's, one moment. Oh, they just put it on the back there. It's Rays. Yeah, Breakaway Rays. Here you go. Check that out. So one is the stone version, and one is like the technological one that's still working off planet. Oh, man. Star Wars had come out just a few years before this record came out. Okay. And then you would have Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Think of that cover art while you're at it. But finally, here we go. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire, the best of, Volume 1. And then you see the symbol of Jupiter there, and this, the whole Egyptian motifs going on there. What do we got on the inside? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, nice. I really like this album a lot. And I got to say, every time I see this guy laughing, he makes me laugh. They're all smiling, having a good time. I bet that was like when they went to Egypt themselves and they played a show probably. So the thing is, on this record, there's a couple of songs that I would sing a lot, especially when I was a kid. And one was Shining Star. What a surprise, right? And then the other one was Sing a Song. And the song, here we go. I'm not going to sing. I am going to just recite a couple of lyrics because I'm a little bit wary of trying to play a song on the internet. I think there's actually a way that intelligences can scrub out songs that I shouldn't be playing. I think it's already happened. But the song goes something like this. When you feel down and out, sing a song. Now I can't remember the rest of the song, but I encourage you, I should have put it in the link for you, right? But I encourage you to not only sing the song, but check that song out by Earth, Wind, and Fire. When you feel down and out, sing a song. I can't remember the rest of the lyrics because, like I'm on stage and I got like a little stage fright. You'll forgive me. But I just turn you on to a cool song if you haven't sung it in a while or if you haven't heard it before. It's a fun song. It lifts your spirits. So what I want to do right now is I want to ask the spirit world, invite the tarot world to comment on singing a song. Because again, singing a song changes your vibration, it lifts your mood. And when you lift your mood and you're brighter, there's a lot more light to spread around to everybody else. So singing a song, let's hear from the tarot world about it. Before I go downstairs here, I just want to say it was very exciting for me to share my Earth, Wind, and Fire records with everyone. I never thought anyone would ever look at my Earth, Wind, and Fire records. I'm so glad I got to share them as well as all the other ones. Okay, let's go finish up here with the tarot world and get to your readings. Here we go. Thanks, everybody, for all your comments. I'm going to read it after the show. I'm going to be checking in at halftime soon and find out who wants a reading. We gave you your 4 cards. That was cool. That was fun. Let's do another one. Hey, tarot world, would you care to sing a song for us? Let's see what's going on. The tarot world never messes up. They always have a good message. And it's always nice and clear. Even if I stumble over the words, I know the cards really know where they're going. Today's STARCARD podcast has been brought to you by a miracle. I'm happy I could be here. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in whenever you're catching the show. All right, in case you're wondering, that's magic marker, okay, when I was making the turkeys over here. In case anyone's wondering, I don't know what people are looking at on the computer. All right, here we go, everybody. Here's the tarot world talking about singing a song and rescuing our mood, lifting our spirits. Everybody loves a good song. Here we go. I mean, I'm going to make the comment that you can even love ska music. Ska music is so much fun to love, even though sometimes the subject matter isn't so hot. Like I'm quoting a ska performer himself when he said, here's another song about unemployment, but you make it a lot of fun. You're having a good time with it. You take anything, turn it into a song, and all of a sudden it's fun. Music, lifting our spirits. Hey, tarot world. How do you feel about singing a song? Would you like to sing a song? I got to say, singing in a chorus or singing at a concert along with the band, that's some fun stuff. Wow. Okay, so this card just kind of popped out here. This is all for entertainment purposes only, but look, Tarot World got us going. We're talking about a concert, right? When I was talking about a concert, all of a sudden you got a picture of a concert there. There's the Judgment card. It talks about swapping out old energies for new energies. Yeah, you're dropping, your bummer mood and you're lifting yourself up. Gee, I should have just stopped here because now I got all these cards I got to go through. But there you go. That's a nice summation of what the tarot world wants to say. Probably it's a good idea. The tarot world's confirming. Get out there and sing a song, lift your own spirits up. Hang out at the concert. Wait, we're just talking about. Well, now it's going to be a topic sentence. Let's check out the rest of the paragraphs. How about the world? The world card is talking about completion and arrival. And, you feel more whole when you sing a song because then you're remembering that happy part of yourself there. Nice. That's right. You sing a song and then you move past the 5 of Pentacles, the part where you're not feeling so great. And even if this lasts a long time, music can still be like the star and the shine in your life, even though times are tough. Yeah. So the Queen of Wands, she's the zest for life lady. She's going to sing a song. And it makes me think about one of my Italian grandmothers. And this is the one that lived in Connecticut, and she would often sing in the kitchen, which again, we're talking about Italian grandmothers. That's what they do. But of course, if we got a chance to sing, it's my kitchen. I'm cooking. I'm going to sing. So yeah, you start by singing. You remember the happy side of yourself. It helps you carry through the tough times. Sing a song. And then, who cares, says the Six of Wands, if everyone can hear you? Sing a song. The Page of Wands says that you have limitless potential. That's true. When you're kind of down in the dumps, you're only looking at the cloud. You're not looking at that silver lining. The Page of Wands is up there on that plateau. He's got a better view of things. So now that you've been singing and lifting up your spirits, there's, you could see the light at the end of the tunnel. You could see an easy, graceful path to follow. And then the Two of Wands is saying, make plans. I'm going to say, make plans to sing. Include singing in your life sometime. And if you have to sing in a quiet way so you don't disturb other people, do it anyway. Do you drive to work? I know a lot of people are Ubering and public transit. That's awesome. But, obviously people in the car, you could sing if you want. No one's going to think you're weird. They're all going to think you're talking on the phone. In the 1980s, though, you could tell who was who was singing in the car. And then finally, the Queen of Swords says, I'm going to call this one. The Queen of Swords says, hey, Breakaway Ray, you were right. Complete yourself. Remember the positive part of you. It'll help you push past the tough times. Sing whenever you have the chance. Don't be shy. And then it's going to open up your horizons. It's a good plan to include song and singing in your life. Ain't that the truth? Now go to that rock concert. Thank you very much, Tarot World. All right. I'm going to give these cards a toss. And then I cannot wait. I cannot wait to find out who wants a reading today. So hang on a second here. Hi, everybody. Well, 30 minutes in, I'm still doing all right. So we're going to get a piece of paper now, and I'm going to write down the names of all the people who want a reading. And I just happened to see Puck Elf's name just now. I want to say hi to Puck Elf. And Puck Elf, I don't know if you heard, I did a special reading for you yesterday, and I edited the video. So it's not up right now, but after we're done with this podcast, I'm going to launch the edited version of yesterday's podcast. And you'll be able to see where yours is if you scroll through it fast, because there's a turkey with your name on it. Because I realized that I missed you 2 days ago. And so I did a special one for you yesterday. So it's coming out after we do the show. I'm still going to throw cards for you today. That is if you requested it. I'm sure you did. So let me get a piece of paper now and find out who wants a reading. All right. Hey, hey, Flicks Love. Thanks for showing up again. I'm writing you down. Stola, 1986. I remember you, Stola. I'm writing you down. Nice timing on the request by dropping it in right when I'm looking. Anyway, I'm going to be scrolling up, everybody. I'm going to try to make sure I write down everyone. Hey, Spider Bite's in the house. Hi, Spider Bite. I'm writing down your name. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Hi, Art Life. Hi, Heavenly Cups. All right. I got Spider Bite's name down. Good. I'm scrolling through the chat right now. Heavenly Cups. Hi, Heavenly Cups. And you want the Robin Wood. Got it. Awesome. Okay. Missing time 420. Hi, Jason. How's it going? Woo. All right. Thanks for showing up. Art Life. Okay. I got you down now, Art Life. I saw your request. Cool. Right. Exactly, Jason. Copyright. Right. So I'm not even going to bother playing them. Hey, Heavenly Cups. I saw your compliment. Thank you very much. I'm glad we both enjoy the same kind of music. Okay, so I know I don't have everybody down. I just kind of skimmed through the chat. I'm sure I missed some people here. So I have so far Flicks Love, Stola 1986, Spider Bite, Heavenly Cups, who wants the Robinwood deck, and Art Life. So I can't tell. I mean, I've said hi to some people, but if you wanted a reading and I missed it, could you go ahead and type it in so that I know? We got plenty of time, but I don't want to miss anybody, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I know I told Puck Elf that I would throw him some cards. I'm going to write down his name now just to make sure. And then, well, again, you have a chance, everybody, if you want to drop something in the chat. I have a lot of friends who help me out every day. We'll make sure we get everyone's reading done. I got plenty of time. It's still plenty early here in California. All right. So we're going to start with Flicks Love. Thanks, everybody. Okay. Yeah, I see Arizona Raven. Arizona Raven, I don't have you on my list. Do let me know if I can throw some cards for you, all right? That's right. I don't think I have Jason on my list either. You can both let me know if I can throw some cards for you. All right, here we go, Flicks Love. Hey, Tarot World, we got a lot of people lining up for your fun, helpful, inspiring messages. And they're all here at an early time in the morning with me anyway. So glad you could join me, everybody. Thanks especially to the subscribers. Welcome to new subscribers. Cool deal, everybody. Let's throw some fun cards for Flicks Love. She's on another continent. That's not a concern for the tarot world. These cards are for Flicks Love. All right, cool. A fun, helpful message for Flicks Love, please. Nice. Here we go, Flicks Love. Hey, Anna Schilling, I see your message. I'm going to jot down your name in a minute. These cards are for Flicks Love. Yay. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career or financial opportunity, new venture, prosperity. Sounds so promising already. Yeah. And then take that promise and run with it. It's the Knight of Swords. Ambitious, action-oriented, driven to succeed, fast thinking, defending beliefs. Golden opportunity to defend beliefs. Yay. I could hang out with the Queen of Wands all day long. It's the Zest for Life lady. And she talks about courage, confidence, independence, determination, and joy. She's determined to have a good time. That's the only way to be. Yeah. And she would hang out with this guy too. It's the Fool card. She's determined to have a good time. He, what is the term they got for him here? He's got spontaneous optimism and trust in life and blind faith. She's got the credit card. He's got the wheels. It's a match made in heaven. They're going to make magic together. Look at this slew of cards here. It's the Magician. You're creating something out of thin air. And then we're going to slow down a little bit here with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords talks about anxiety, worry, fear, depression, nightmares, insomnia, hopelessness, trauma, and despair. This is like a tiny bump in the road. And when you look at all the rest of these cards going on here. And yeah, and it might as well be, it hardly bothers you at all because you finish up with the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups says compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring. You know, so intuitive and caring that you're bound to be, a little extra concerned about something, but, you overpower that concern because you're so magical in the first place. So go out there and have fun. Sweet. Have a good time, Flicks Love. Thanks a lot. All right, I'm going to give these cards a toss, and then I'm going to update the reading list. All right, so I saw, I would love a reading. That's Anna Schilling. I'm writing down your name, Anna Schilling. And yeah, right on, Flicks Love. You are welcome. Okay. All right, good. We got the list updated. Okay, we're taking care of Anna Schilling also. Moving on here to Stola, 1986. All right, Stola, let's have some fun. This is fun. We're ready for your fun, inspirational message, Tarot World, for Stola, 1986. These cards are for Stola, 1986. Fun, inspirational message. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear to inspire Stola, 1986. Thank you. Yeah, to inspire Stola, 1986. These cards are for Stola. These cards are for Stola. Oh, you got a lot of cards, Stola. Let's see what happens. Okay. First up, the Six of Wands is the public recognition card. I wonder if there's another clue on this card. Victory, progress, self-confidence. Everyone sees you're a winner. You're like Tony in Saturday Night Fever walking down the sidewalk. Okay, everyone knows who that guy is. Where do you see him at the disco? Yeah. Speaking of fancy dancing here, it's the Fool again. Spontaneous optimism, blind faith. The Fool is the very beginning of the whole tarot deck. Trust in life, adventure, opportunity. Great. All these adventurous cards here. The Page of Swords talks about a new way of communicating, a thirst for knowledge and curiosity. Wow. And then the World card shows up talking about completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life. Great. And it looks like you're still in transit here with the Knight of Wands, who talks about energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure. Everybody can see that you're ready to take a trip around the world. And the Judgment card talks about rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, reckoning, awakening. And then there's some heartache involved with the Three of Swords. Heartbreak, suffering, grief, emotional pain, sorrow, hurt. Also has the word divorce on there. I don't know if that applies. But then the Temperance card shows up. And look at how poised, that's the second time I used that word today. Look at how poised the Temperance card is. The angel has a foot in the water and a foot on the land and is carefully pouring liquid from one cup into another. I suppose that the wings probably help keep the angel's balance. Okay. why I'm suggesting all that is that, life is an adventure, and it's great to explore the whole world and to do so enthusiastically. You might as well do it, YOLO. Then anyway, eventually you gotta, the vacation ends or what have you. But it was such a good trip, even if it's uncomfortable on the flight back, it was still a great trip rather, and it's something that's gonna, keep you in a good mood for a long time. You're always gonna remember that great experience you had. I don't know if that really applies. I'm trying to be creative with the story. I want to thank you very much, Stola, for inviting me to read. I really appreciate the practice. Okay, Stola, I see your message. So maybe you understood the cards even better than I did. So yeah, you're welcome, Stola. Good luck. I appreciate it very much. All right. Next up, it's Spider Bite. All right. Now we're going from one continent to another again. Spider Bite is out in Australia. Great. We have friends down under. So here we go. These cards for Spider Bite. How about a fun, helpful message for Spider Bite, please? These cards are for Spider Bite. Yes, please. All right, let's give these a toss. These are for Spider Bite. I'm still thinking about Stola's reading. It feels like those cards really were in a hurry to come out for you there. Anyway, again, back to Spider Bite. Here we go, Spider Bite. These cards are for you. Fun, helpful message for Spider Bite, please. Here we go. Okay. That was an unusual draw. Here we go. More fun for Spider Bite. Here we go, Spider Bite. Let's see if there's a story here for you. A fun, helpful message. Well, it's going to get fun after this. Here's the 9 of Swords. He's anxious. He's having a sleepless night. And now it's you can only go uphill from here, right? The 2 of Pentacles suggests that there are multiple priorities. You have a lot of things on your mind. No wonder you can't sleep. Hey, join the club. That's why I'm up at 2 in the morning. Okay. Then, yay. Oh, yeah, this lady, I don't care. She could show up every drawing. It's the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, again, says courage, confidence, independence, zest for life, determination, and joy. Okay. You got a lot of things on your mind. Be cheerful. That's the best way to handle it. It's all an adventure. The 3 of Wands says that luck is where preparation meets opportunity. It's good to have foresight. Look way down the road. I suddenly thought while I was saying those sentences about my days in the classroom where, it might be September, October, or November, but I was planning for March and April and May so that there wouldn't be a scramble later on. So meets opportunity, says 3 of Wands. And then the 7 of Wands says that there is a challenge. But even the 7 of Wands standing by itself, you could see the card, he can take them all on. Lee up there on that hill, he's got the higher ground. So, if you do prepare, you can overcome and handle all the challenges. And that is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups says compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, and emotionally stable. So in a way, this could also be a situation where you say, what's going to happen next time I encounter that situation? Well, if I'm aware of it and I know what's going to happen and I'm going to move past that event, I can be calm and I can work through it because I'm experienced. I planned for this already. And then the Sun card says everything's going to be all right. Look at these bookends. That's awesome. Oh, I'm not sure how I can sleep. I'm a little bit anxious. Yeah, the spirit world says everything's going to be all right. It's the Sun card. Positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth, all is well. And both of these cards talk about having fun. All right. Thanks a lot, Spider Bite. Love throwing cards for you. Thanks for inviting me to read. Next up, it's Heavenly Cups wants the Robin Hood deck. She's she's challenging me because the Robin Hood deck does not have words. That's all right. Hey, Jason, that's pretty funny. I'm reading what Jason said in the chat. All right, so this is for Heavenly Cups, also known as Silent Dreamer. Speaking of dreams, how about a fun, helpful message for Heavenly Cups, please? These cards are for Heavenly Cups. These cards are for Heavenly Cups. Fun, helpful message for Heavenly Cups, please. These cards are for Heavenly Cups. All right. Right on, Tarot World. You know what you're doing. Oh, yeah? Okay. Here we go, Heavenly Cups. Good luck, Breakaway Ray. You could do it. That's what I thought. It's the King of Wands. The King of Wands overcomes obstacles. He sees the big picture. Follow that with the Queen of Swords. This is the lady that says, you were right. Speaking of the Queen of Swords, here's the Ace of Swords that talks about mental clarity and truth. Some kind of, the big picture is that apparently you are very clear on what the truth is. You are mentally clear on whatever it is some kind of thing. So let's find out what we do with that information. Yay! The Fool card. You're ready to start your new adventure. What a nice looking Fool card. I like the mountains in the background. Yeah, cool. It's the beginning. And then the Magician card. It's the beginning of magic, huh? A magic adventure is about to start. Here is the Eight of Cups, the Walk Away card. And, well, speaking of walking away, like in a parade, here is the Six of Wands. And you can see that this fella is riding a horse in a parade. There's public recognition. There's victory. So, well, in basic United States sports terms, it's a brand new adventure. You got a magic lineup for a team, and you're going to walk away with it. You guys are going to be the champions. I'm going to pause there. I think you could fill in the rest of those blanks. So thank you very much for inviting me to read, Heavenly Cups. Thank you, Heavenly Cups, for that encouragement. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, you're welcome again, Heavenly Cups. I really appreciate everyone's feedback. It's great to hear that the cards come close. So good luck to everybody. I appreciate everyone's participation and cooperation. I miss you guys when I turn off the camera. Next up, it's Art Life. All right, Art Life. I'm going to start throwing some cards for you here. I saw Art Life while I was premiering a video. Was that yesterday? When the interviews with Psychic Liz Cross. Wow, it was pretty exciting to do the one with Queen Califia from the island of California. If you have not checked that out, I think it's in the Psychic Liz Cross playlist. It's in the Tarotpedia playlist. It's on the video list. It's always fun when Psychic Liz Cross is around. Here we go. These cards are for Art Life. Thanks a lot for joining us, Art Life. A fun, helpful message for Art Life, please. That's right. Thank you. These cards are for Art Life. A fun, helpful message for Art Life, please. All right, Art Life. I got the King of Swords here. And the King of Swords says, head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. And I want to say that the idea of a strong, masculine, father-like figure comes to my mind while I read those words. If that describes you, congratulations. You earn a lot of respect. Anyway, let's see what the rest of these cards say. The Moon talks about the subconscious. It talks about illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, and premonitions. It also talks about fear and anxiety, but there were a lot more words just about, extrasensory style perception, right? So I'm going to stay with those for the moment. Hey, it's one of my favorite cards, the Three of Wands, having foresight. Oh, yeah, you're going to use your intuition to get ahead. You're going to do a little remote viewing so that you can figure out what to do next, perhaps. Let's see what it says on the Three of Wands. Preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise, expansion, overseas opportunities. And here's the Devil card. And the Devil card talks about the shadow self and letting go what does not serve us anymore. Let's see what it says on the Devil card. Shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction, sexuality, temptation, seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, and toxicity. Follow your instinct and make a plan so that you can let go of something. So this way you can move on to the next row of cards. Because look at how you're starting out. You're the King of Swords. And then the Emperor says you're in control. Respect, leadership. Those are both ideas I shared when I looked at that card. Respect, leadership, structure, rules and power, authority, father figure. It actually says father figure on the card. But again, it does talk about control. And then look at this guy. What are these guys? Fraternal twins? It's the Hierophant, the learned man. Another parental, father-like figure. The Hierophant. Institutions, tradition, society and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, mercy, wisdom, and trust. Wow. And the Sun card says everything's going to be all right. So hey, everybody knows I always read all the terms on the Sun card. Okay, we're going to fill the air with these positive ideas like positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth. All is well. You followed your intuition. You have a long-term view. You were able to let go of what you didn't need anymore because you're totally in control. You know what to do. Everything's going to be fine. You're the King of Swords. Cool deal. Fun read. Thanks for inviting me to read. I really appreciate that. Art Life. All right. And I don't know if Puck Elf is still in the house. Yeah, you're welcome, Spider Bite. Thank you very much. Okay, so. All right, you're welcome, Art Life. I appreciate your comment. Good luck. Thank you. Really strong, powerful cards, all kind of sending the same kind of message for you there, Art Life. But again, I don't know if Puck Elf's still in the house. I'm still going to throw cards for him. Here we go, Puck Elf. Going to throw 4 cards for you. I know a lot of times Puck Elf only needs 1. But here we go, Puck Elf. 4 cards for you. These cards are for Puck Elf. Have a good day, Puck Elf. Here we go. The Ace of Swords is back. The Ace of Swords. Mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind. And yeah. Now, the hand in this picture looks really powerful and strong, like it's used to doing manual labor. Okay. And also, that hand is so powerful that it's got like an aura around it. It is vibrating. Oh, you're the man, Puck Elf. check it out. Now you got the Ace of Wands next to that Ace of Swords. Ace of Wands, new project, inspiration, urge to create, willpower, desire, potential beginnings, new opportunities, and growth. A breakthrough, new opportunities, magic's in the air for Puck Elf. Wow. Then the Ten of Pentacles shows up. And the Ten of Pentacles talks about wealth, financial security, long-term success, family, and contribution. And I'm supposing that with all that magic and wealth and contribution, it's going to help carry you past the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles talks about a financial loss, a lack of mindset, loss and isolation, a little bit of worry, and insecurity. But I still think that with all this magic and all this value, it's going to help you move past this. And then I want to point out, don't forget that, even though these two people are having a tough time, they have each other, right? So it's good to have friends. Hey, Breakaway Ray, when are you going to turn that card upside down? Let's read it upside down for Puck Elf. The reverse Five of Pentacles, recovery from financial loss, charity, improvement. Yeah. Why did I take so long to turn it upside down for you, Puck Elf? Recovery from financial loss, improvement. There you go, Puck Elf. Thanks again for showing up. Have a great day out there. And finally, it's Anna Schilling's turn. Not finally. It looks like Rose Crump would like a reading. All right, Rose Crump, we're going to take care of you right after we read for Anna Schilling. These cards are for Anna Schilling. Thanks a lot for joining us today, Anna Schilling. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. Hey, Tarot World, you're doing great. We're throwing some great cards today. We've got a fun, helpful, inspirational message for Anna Schilling, please. Please show us what we need to see. Please tell us what we need to hear. Let's help Anna Schilling. These cards are for Anna. All right, Anna. These cards for Anna Schilling. Having a good time on STARCARD Podcast. Here we go, Anna Schilling. Let's see if I can create a story that helps you somehow. With the help of the Tarot World, how wonderful. It's the Chariot that talks about movement. Yeah, that's right, Anna Schilling. Hello from Germany, right back at you. Hello from California. I got a Chariot for you, Anna Schilling. Movement, progress, action, integration, determination, willpower, control, direction, departure, courage. There's a lot of momentum in this card for you, Anna Schilling. And then the Emperor shows up and says, you're in control of this momentum. I mean, it takes some skill to guide these sphinxes in one direction, but you can do it because you have the power. You are in control. Great. Then the Judgment card shows up and talks about rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, forgiveness, and awakening. So if you're watching StarCard Podcast, maybe you're experiencing some kind of enlightenment and you got a lot of momentum going, okay? And you're having some kind of an awakening. Are you like having the perpetual epiphany when you walk around town, and everything is a spiritual message? I don't know if that's a dynamic you experience, but hey, congratulations. This is a new opportunity for you, says the Ace of Pentacles. So the second row goes on to say that you're going to have the Ten of Pentacles, and that talks about a contribution, long-term success. It also says wealth and financial security, but I think the long-term success part is what we're focusing on here. You went right from the Ace to the 10. New project, long-term success. And the Three of Wands is back. What a special day this is for me. I love seeing this card. Preparation is where, sorry, beg your pardon. Let me start over. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. We make our own luck. You can't throw a touchdown if you don't practice during the week and learn the playbook. And then finally, what a nice card for Anna Schilling. It's the Queen of Cups. And that's perhaps how you're going to look at the end of all this. The Queen of Cups is all empathic. She's emotionally stable. She's intuitive. And she shows compassion and caring. She's able to nurture and heal others. Sounds like someone's bulldozing their way to becoming a healer, right? You have a lot of momentum during this awakening. It opens up a new opportunity for you for a long-term contribution. And with hard work, as you continue to plan ahead and look toward the future, you're going to be sitting pretty. Hey, Anna Schilling, thank you very much for inviting me to read. All right, great. I'm glad I got that right. Okay, here we go. And then, is that it? Oh, no, wait. There was somebody else who asked for one. Rose Crump. Okay, Rose Crump, we're going to throw some cards for you right now. Yeah, you're welcome. These cards are for Rose Crump. That might be all the requests. Now's your chance to toss it in the chat. By the time I'm done with Rose Crump, I might be closing up shop, everybody. Thanks for joining me and keeping me company. It would be much more boring at 3 a.m. by myself. Hey, Spider-Bite, you're welcome. Oh, great, Anna Schilling. I'm glad that this reading worked out well for you. Okay, but right now we're working on Rose Crump. These cards are for Rose Crump. Okay, Tarot World, time to shoot off your last fireworks for Rose Crump. Thanks for joining us, Rose. These cards are for Rose Crump. A fun, helpful message for Rose Crump, please. These cards are for Rose Crump. I wanted to turn that over for some reason. Yeah, that card looks familiar. Okay, these cards are for Rose Crump. It's a breakthrough card. I'm going to look at that card again. So we got the Judgment card, and I felt the need to flip it over while I was drawing the cards. The Judgment card reads, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, reckoning, awakening, and forgiveness and mercy. Let's see what happens here. So we have the Six of Cups, which talks about nostalgia and happy memories. And then we have the Judgment card talking about swapping out old energies for new energies. So maybe there's some kind of maturing going on where we have happy memories, but we're not in high school anymore. We're having a rebirth and awakening, and life at college is quite different now. Lucky for us, there's a King of Cups involved. I really dig this guy. He's a good leader. The King of Cups, emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic, control, balance, supportive leader, tolerance, and empathic. If you ever went to a hub planet, you would see a whole bunch of unusual extraterrestrials, and you'd have to be able to keep your cool. Because you know what? That's just the way it is out there in space. So just be cool. Everything's all right. They're in a way, they're people just like us. I'm likening that to the experience of transitioning from high school to college. I feel like there's some kind of change, some kind of maturing going on here. Next, we have the Eight of Cups, the walkaway card. It looks like there's something missing, but no, all 8 cups are there. But you know what? It just doesn't serve us anymore. So let's read what it says on the 8 of Cups. Disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal, escapism, walking away, and leaving behind. And everyone knows I love turning cards upside down. Let's see the reverse 8 of Cups. It says, trying one more time. And I'm going to stop right there. Trying one more time. Either way, the walking away part is like the good thing. Who cares if those cups don't work for you? If it's more work to get to the cups, trudging through the swampy water and everything, you know what? Just go blaze a new trail and find some more cups. There's plenty of cups out there. All right. And here's another card we're going to turn upside down. So it's the Sleepless Night card, the 9 of Swords. There's anxiety. Somebody's concerned about something. Someone's worrying. But, so here's the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, I'm just going to read it. It talks about a long-term view, hard work, perseverance, sustainable results, and investment. Let's see what the last card looks like. Well, the Three of Cups talks about a celebration. Friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, and happiness. Well, you might have been nervous about something, but you've done such a good job in your life cultivating relationships with others. Look at those beautiful pentacles. You worked long and hard on those. So even if you have tough times, and maybe they're even in your mind or even in your dreams, you still have a place to go. What I mean is you really have people that you can count on, friends and family, to carry you through those tough times and to reassure you and comfort you. So, yay. All right, Rose. I'm glad I got that one right, Rose. All right, I appreciate your feedback. Hey, everybody. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And then don't forget how unusual. I'm about to close shop on this one. I'm about to launch the podcast from yesterday, which is edited like in a few minutes. So, there will be a chat. I don't know what's going to happen. I've never done this before. So anyway, we might see in a couple of minutes in the chat, if anything. Hey, everybody, have a good day. Today is Wednesday. We're going to try to make it out tomorrow. Okay, so that's good enough. You'll see me at least one more time before the week is out. Good luck, everybody. Have a good one.